Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video on the S28 Aero YouTube channel. Now today I thought it would be a good idea to go over the running costs of my Saab 9 convertible, just in case you're looking at getting one of these yourself. So today I thought we would focus on three main topics: tax, insurance and fuel costs. And the last thing I want to say before we start this video is this is just what I have experienced over the last 2 years of ownership of this car. Let's start off with tax. And to understand the tax of this car, you have to understand the tax itself. In the UK, we have a legal right, just the same as insuring your vehicle, to tax your vehicle before it heads out on the road. Now, we have a government agency called the DVLA, which has the legal power to impound or crush your vehicle if they find it being driven on the road with no tax. Now, let's say you're not going to be driving your vehicle for a while, then you have to declare it as statutory off-road notice or a SORN notice. This lets the DVLA know that this car is not being driven at the moment. Another point to note is that if you buy a vehicle that is already taxed for that year, this tax does not transfer over to your ownership. So if you buy a car that has been taxed for 6 months, that tax ends and then you have to tax it yourself before you drive it away. So vehicle tax rates are calculated by the size of the engine, the CO2 emissions and when the car is registered. So this car, as I said before, is a 2008 on a 08 plate, and I pay about £565 a year of tax. I don't mind paying that as I love the car that much and I can afford it. My first 9.3 was only about 250 quid a year to tax, but that was a 1.8, so a lot smaller engine than this car. Again, I don't mind paying this high tax, but if you're looking for one of these on a budget, you're best staying clear of the 2.8 V6. So now we've talked about the tax, let's talk about the insurance. So for myself, I am 22 years old, I have 4 years of no claims bonus, and I am on a modified policy with Brentaker. You might be wondering why I'm on a modified policy and not just a normal insurance policy. So insurers absolutely hate modified cars. They have the impression that these cars are involved in a lot more accidents and they'd be a lot higher risk and a lot higher risk for them to have to pay out. Now, I tried to declare the modifications on this car, so the body kit, the side skirts, the stickers, the calipers, the wheels, and when I typed that all into compare the market, they wanted about £3,500 to insure this car, which I was not paying. Now, you must declare all modifications on your policy. If you don't, then the police, if you're involved in an accident, they will ring up your insurer and say, is this car modified? If the car is modified and the insurers don't know about it, they will void your insurance on the spot, which means, number one, you will lose your car completely, they will not pay out. And number two, you can be done for drive with no insurance, which obviously is a very serious offence. The police do not take that lightly. Now, yes, insurance is a bit of a scam in my opinion, but it is something we have to do. I paid about £850 and my policy is back up for renewal soon. So I will share with you my insurance renewal when it comes through. I do want to do a video on how to get cheaper insurance. I do want to do that at some point soon in the future. So let's talk about our last point, which is fuel costs. So this car, being the 2.8 turbo V6 Aero, is not good on fuel in the slightest. It has a real drinking problem, this car. Now, this car gets about 18 to 20 miles per gallon if I'm driving it carefully, and if I'm sort of driving it a bit hard down the back road, I've seen it dip to about 12 to 13 mpg. It's about 120 quid's worth of fuel in a month, and it's about 2 fill-ups a month this car can normally last. 3 if I've been driving a bit harder than normal. So 60 quid is on the normal sort of fuel, or if I'm using Shell V-Power, which I prefer to use as it's a better fuel for the car, it's better for the engine, it's about 70 quid to fill this car up. Now, yes, it is not a good car for fuel economy. Again, not a good car if you're on a tight budget. If you want a Saab convertible on a budget, you're best going with the 1.8 turbo or the 1.9 TID, which is the diesel turbo. This can get about 50 to 60 on the diesel, a lot more than the 18 if I'm driving carefully in this car. So yeah, again, this car is not a cheap car to run every month, but I can afford it. I love the car, so I don't complain that much. So there we go, guys. Yes, I know there's been a lot of big numbers, but please don't let this put you off the Saab 9-3 ownership experience. Again, a 1.9 TID still has a really good power, still has really good go, and it's a lot more cheaper. If you are looking for these on a budget, this is really one of the best cars you can get in its price range. Please don't let these numbers throw you off buying one of these. It is just one of the best ownership experiences I've ever had. If you guys did enjoy this video, then please like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at S28aero, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video.